17 home defense weapons the ATF doesn't regulate, and most people have never even heard of half of them. No gunpowder, no background check, no waiting period, all shipped straight to your door on Amazon. Comment down below with your own home defense story, because I guarantee some of what you're about to see changes how you'd handle it. Here's how they stack up. The Mace Pepper Gun keeps things simple. It's built with an effective range of about 20 feet. An ergonomic grip designed for one-handed use under stress, and a straightforward goal. Keep a safe distance between you and a threat without needing any real training to operate it. It's the entry point into this entire category, and it's exactly what most people picture the moment they hear the words pepper spray gun. Reliable, cheap, and about as far from controversial as this list gets. The Sabre Pepper projectile launcher pushes that same idea further. 7 rounds on tap, a reach of up to 66 feet, and irritant projectiles that burst into a wide pepper cloud on impact. Instead of spraying at arm's length, you're now delivering maximum strength chemical deterrent from clear across a room, which changes the entire calculus of a home invasion scenario. Then there's Byrna, and honestly, Byrna basically built this category from the ground up. The SD is their compact launcher, CO2-powered, capable of firing .68 caliber kinetic rounds or chemical irritant rounds interchangeably. It's small enough that people who would never bother carrying a bulkier launcher actually keep this one on them daily, which matters more than raw power when you're talking about a tool that has to be there the moment you need it. The Byrna CL shrinks that formula even further, built around a newly developed .61 caliber round, specifically engineered to trim down the entire platform for genuine everyday carry. Same DNA as the SD, just leaner, lighter, and easier to disappear into a jacket pocket. But it still isn't the most capable thing Byrna makes, not even close. The Umarex T4E HDP 50 trades Byrna's polymer body for a half-inch caliber air pistol built around a tubular magazine and a quick-pierce CO2 system engineered for exactly one job. Rapid deployment the second seconds start to matter. There's no fumbling, no complicated reload sequence, just point and fire. Its sibling, the T4E TR50, turns that same platform into a 6-shot revolver, firing 50 caliber rubber or pepper rounds at around 360 feet per second. Same company, same caliber family, but a completely different philosophy on how fast you can cycle through multiple rounds in a real confrontation. The Pepperball TCP keeps things compact and refreshingly simple. Point, shoot, standard, or long-range irritant rounds, built for people who'd rather have something dependable in a drawer than something flashy on a shelf. Salt Supply's pepper spray gun blends the muscle memory of a traditional firearm with the safety profile of a non-lethal round, and that detail matters more than it sounds like on paper. Under real stress, a familiar shape in your hand saves precious seconds you don't have to think with. Byrna's LE model is where things start getting genuinely serious. Law enforcement grade construction, improved accuracy, higher muzzle velocity than the SD, firing the same .68 caliber rounds, but built from the ground up to survive repeated, high-stress use instead of the occasional backyard test. Pepperball's tactical VKS borrows its entire ergonomic language straight from the AR-15. Pistol grip, collapsible stock, quad rail, the works. It fires both standard and extended range pepper balls, and because it handles like a rifle millions of people already know how to run, the learning curve basically disappears. Which brings us to the Byrna Mission 4, and this thing was law enforcement only until very recently. 2 coupled 19-round magazines give you 38 rounds ready to fire without a single reload. An 88-gram CO2 canister pushes .68 caliber projectiles past 100 feet at 325 feet per second, delivering somewhere between 13 and 22 joules of kinetic energy depending on the round. Full-length Picatinny rails, flip-up sights, an AR-15-style M-lock shroud, and ambidextrous safety. This is the absolute ceiling of what a civilian CO2 launcher can be right now, and it's legal in all 50 states, no license required, shipped to actual residential addresses every single day. Somewhere between the compact SD and this fully loaded rifle, Byrna basically covers every point on the spectrum, from pocket carry to full home defense platform, all under the same non-lethal umbrella. Now we leave CO2 behind completely, and things start to change. The cold steel big bore blowgun runs a .625 caliber bore, dramatically larger than the .40 caliber blowguns most people grew up seeing in movies. There's no powder here, no CO2 canister, nothing mechanical at all. Just lung power sending a heavy dart clean through half-inch plywood at 20 yards or more. It's completely silent in operation, which is either the most practical entry on this entire list or the most unsettling one, depending entirely on how you choose to look at it. There's no muzzle flash, no recoil, no bang for a neighbor to hear through a wall. Just a soft rush of air and the thud of impact, which makes it one of the few tools on this entire list that could be used indoors at 2 in the morning without waking up the rest of the house. The Gamo Swarm Fusion 10X brings something a blowgun simply can't offer: real repeat capacity without reloading between shots. It's a gas piston, break barrel air rifle fitted with a 10-shot inertia-fed magazine, and that sounds like a minor upgrade until you realize break barrel rifles have traditionally only ever loaded a single pellet at a time, forcing you to snap the barrel open and reload by hand after every shot. This one doesn't wait for you to reload at all, and the built-in noise reduction keeps it about as quiet as an air rifle can get, while still hitting with real authority. But nothing on this entire list has a stranger origin story than what's coming next. The EK Archery Cobra Adder is, as far as anyone in the archery world can confirm, the first commercially available self-loading repeating crossbow ever sold. A top-loading magazine holding 5 to 7 bolts automatically feeds the next arrow into position the instant you cock it, using a mechanism partly developed alongside the same engineer behind the viral slingshot channel. 130 pounds of draw weight sends a 7.5-inch carbon bolt out at up to 270 feet per second, and the Adder can cycle and fire that entire magazine in roughly 10 seconds flat, working out to 10 or 12 rounds per minute against a traditional crossbow's 1 or 2. One long-term owner online said it hits hard enough that a standard archery target simply won't stop it cleanly, and they had to build a custom padded stopping medium just to keep their arrows from being destroyed on impact. On paper, this is archery equipment. In practice, it's something else entirely, and regulators genuinely haven't caught up yet. The Umarex Hammer is a true 50 caliber big bore air rifle, engineered specifically to generate massive foot-pounds of stopping power using nothing but compressed air pumped to thousands of PSI. No gunpowder, no combustion of any kind, and performance numbers that genuinely rival small game hunting cartridges you'd normally need a license for. The AirForce Texan SS takes that same big-bore 50 caliber format and adds a ring-lock adjustable power wheel, letting you dial in exactly how much kinetic energy sits behind every single shot before you pull the trigger. It's become something of a legend inside the big-bore air rifle world for exactly that reason: immense power with a level of control most firearms never bother to offer. And then there's the AEA Megalodon, the single most extreme thing on this entire list. It's the world's first pump-action big-bore air shotgun, available anywhere from .35 up to a staggering .58 caliber, and in that top caliber, it's capable of generating up to 585 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. That's more force than plenty of rimfire rifles produce on their best day, and thanks to a rotary magazine holding up to 11 rounds, it cycles almost as fast as an actual pump-action shotgun. Not one grain of gunpowder touches this weapon at any point in the process, and it can still deliver enough raw energy to ethically take deer-sized game in a single shot. So here's where that leaves us. Somewhere between the 20-foot Mace Pepper Gun at the start of this list and the 585 foot-pound Megalodon at the end of it, the line between non-lethal home defense tool and genuinely lethal weapon basically disappears entirely. A crossbow gets classified as archery equipment. A 50 caliber air rifle gets classified as an air gun. A CO2 launcher gets classified as less lethal. 3 completely different legal categories, written by people who almost certainly never imagined this much force sitting inside any of them. And by the top of this list, Remarkably similar real-world stopping power sitting on your doorstep 2 days after checkout. None of that is an accident. It's just what happens when 3 separate industries, less lethal defense, airgun engineering, and modern archery, all race toward more power at the same time without anyone stepping back to ask where the ceiling should actually be. The Mace Pepper Gun and the Megalodon aren't even competing in the same category on paper. In practice, they're both sitting in the same Amazon cart, next to the same free shipping badge, headed for the same front porch. So which one would you actually trust in your own house when it matters? Drop your pick down in the comments, because I can guarantee you not everyone here is going to agree. If you found this fascinating, hit subscribe for more deep dives just like this one.